Hey, what's up, YouTube? This your girl Deidre. I just decided to take a walk around like my neighborhood or something. I was just like, it is a really, really nice day. So I was like, why not just take a walk or something? Plus, I think it's rare that you guys ever see me like literally outside. So, yeah, this is the first. And like, my last video, I saw me with these. So, yeah, I still like these, but yeah, I just feel like I have to definitely talk about some things and whatnot. I just want to bring up like 3 things. My opinion, how I feel about these and whatnot. First thing I want to talk about is interracial dating. Let's see. I can't really like speak on everybody's experience with their interracial dating. Like, I've only dated outside my race once, and honestly, I loved it at first. I will not lie. I loved it at first. My boyfriend at the time, he was Guatemalan. Obviously, I'm African American. You see this. Like, this doesn't fade away. But it seemed like he was very fascinated with the fact that I was black versus me as a person. And I started to question if I was being fetishized, because he was talking about like how our kids would look and how, I definitely like fried chicken, and oh, you do this, you do that. He just assumed a lot of things about me, but didn't necessarily know too much about me. So that was honestly very sad to me, because on my side, I just wanted to know about him, his likes, his desires. Of course, I wanted to know about his culture. Like, I do like, that's a B. I do like the Hispanic culture. Like, I think they have like a very rich culture. They're very family oriented. So I was very curious about that. So I wanted to know about his family and stuff. Especially his mother. His mother had the same birthday as me, and his birthday was just a couple of days, I think either before or after my mom. So that was like a thing. We was like, what, really? So of course, we had fun laughing and joking about that. But the reason we didn't work out is because he definitely has like some demons with him or something. He was definitely, I wouldn't say physically abusive, but he definitely was like emotionally abusive. I definitely would say that he was emotionally abusive. All the arguing, all the lying. It was definitely a typical relationship gone wrong. I think the final straw for me was like when he put me in a headlock when we was like in bed because he wanted to kill himself. That was one of those things where I didn't know what to do. I never personally dealt with a situation like that before, so I kept asking around. I just couldn't believe it. I was crying for days. I was like, what's going on? And, I never wanted to be that person to just say that I was in an abusive relationship, because I never thought I would be. And my consideration for people hitting you is the whole thing of like, they smacked you, punched you, or whatever. So I justified in my head, like, since he never, put me in a headlock. He never punched or slapped me, that it wasn't abuse. It turned out, yes, it definitely was. So we didn't last that long. So that was my experience with it. I'm not going to say every interracial relationship is horrible. I see a lot of them that flourishes, actually, marriages and how it works. One of my favorite YouTubers, Patricia Bright, her relationship with her husband, I absolutely love it. Their daughter is beautiful. Their life seems glamorous, but I'm definitely certain like there's a lot of hiccups with that. Shout out to her if she ever watches this, and definitely check out her channel. Like, she's one of those like beauty YouTubers, so you guys will love her. I love her. But as far as my thoughts on interracial dating, I don't think that there's like one. I don't think that it's a bad thing. I think that it's typical relationships. I think everybody deserves a chance. I see a lot of pro-black YouTubers on here that are not down with this world, all that shit. And I was like, this is how I know I wasn't like, I say I'm kind of pro-black, but not really. Because like, I declared, I love the United Nations of men. I will not front on that. I would not front on that. I love the United Nations of men. That's just me. I don't have a particular taste when it comes down to a race. I actually want to view you as a person versus your race. I didn't think that, you know, with my experience, that I would be the one being looked at as far as like race is concerned or anything like that. But, you know, it's whatever. It definitely is whatever. But, I say don't look down on it. There's definitely probably some pro-black YouTubers that will definitely probably cut my throat for saying it. I'm not saying, I guess, I'm not trying to contradict myself. I'm just like, you know, I get the whole not being down with the swirl thing. I get it. But I'm just like, this is a person. Ooh, that's a bee. Damn, all these fucking bees are just out here today. But, yeah, I do think people do deserve a chance. I don't think you should necessarily look at people's races. Just look at the person. As far as like any particular ones that I would like to date outside my race. I already did the Spanish thing, but you know I wouldn't mind doing it again. Hopefully he doesn't see that the obviousness of me being black. I hope he doesn't see that. Just being real. Hopefully he doesn't. But yeah, the other race I would really actually like to date is someone of Asian culture. And, of course, that's me on my anime-ness. I freaking love anime. I love anime. So it'll be fun to actually date, like, Japanese, Korean, Chinese. I think it'll be fun. But I don't think they'll really look at me, though. But, you know, we'll see. We will see. But on some real talk, like, I don't think anybody should really discriminate against each other. That's just my honest opinion. I just don't think people should. And I guess that's about it as far as like interracial dating. I say go for it if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Me personally, I'm open to it. I'm not going to say that I'm just going to not date someone that's black. I mean, like, it's my own race. Of course, I'm not going to give up on my black men, so to speak. But, you know, I say whoever catches my attention as a woman, it makes me feel like a woman, and wants to build a life with me, regardless of race, I would take that on. Everybody deserves a shot at happiness. I don't think it necessarily means I have to stick to my own race, but it would be great if it was my race. But if it's not, then it's not. I can't speak on the future, and I guess that's all I gotta say about that. Okay, the next topic of conversation I want to bring out is memorable sex. And I cannot help but bring this up because each time I see people talk about it or bring it up or anything like that, it's always, people always want to go for like the toys or role play or anything. I think it's either kink or kinky, and I'm just like, is that really all that people do? I'm just stuck on it because I'm just like, why? Just why? Why does it always have to be that? Why does it always have to be that? Like, first of all, ooh, that's a bee. That is a bee. I hope it stays over there. Like, I don't like bees. I really don't. But let's see. Where was I at? Shit. I just saw the damn bee and freaked the fuck out. But anyway. Oh yeah. I think role play's kind of fun. I mean, every now and then, honestly, I would get like shits and giggles off that. Like, I wouldn't take that as a real type of role play thing. It's sexy. I would think it's funny. Like, just me personally, I would think it's funny. As far as like toys, really, toys. Like, I don't know about the toy thing. Like, I just don't know about the toy thing. I'll be honest. I think it's weird. I think that shit is weird. And kinkiness. It depends. It depends on what level of kinkiness you want to go towards. I mean, I know somebody that's super into the BDSM mess, and I'm just like, yeah, that's something I just can't even get into. I obviously cannot get into that. That shit is weird. You tie me up and hit my ass, we fighting. Just straight like that, we fighting. But my preference is the sex games. I think sex games make sex memorable, in my opinion. I know, me personally, I have like a nice stack of like sex games, and I'm like, I always wanted to play them, and I read all of them, and all of them is exactly what I would do. I will not lie, I definitely have a high sex drive. I definitely do. So when I saw the games, I was like, this is perfect. Ever get myself a little boyfriend, we gonna play that game. And I did with my little Guatemalan man, but I think that was a bit too much for him. Being honest, I think it was a bit too much for him because he wasn't really into it, and it kind of sucks because, no lie, he sucked in bed. If I'm going to be honest, he sucked in bed. Like, oh my god, he sucked in bed. And I thought he was playing when he was like, he don't got a big dick, and I was like, stop lying to me. Until he was changing his clothes, and I saw it, and I was like, oh. No lie, I never seen a dick that small before. I seen some small ones, but that shit was wow. So that's when, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna dump him because he's not really built like that, down there. Super into, he was built, definitely. He was totally into the gym, all that. Cared about his fitness and shit like that. But saw the bee, hold on. I'm not the type of person that'll give up on a relationship just because you're not, like, nicely built. So, there go with that. So, I suggested games. He didn't want to play it, so. Word of advice to any females is like, just, you really want to be with your dude, don't give up on him because, he ain't working with too much down there. Just be creative like me. Like, I was creative with it, and it turned out to be very sexy, and it was actually very memorable. Very, very memorable. Now, each time I play those games, I was like, first of all, if we play these games, I will agree to it without no subjections, no judgments, no timeout, unless you want the timeout. Fine, I thought I'd just sit down for a second, but yeah, that's what I think memorable sex is just pull out the sex games. Like, I definitely say pull out the sex games. Definitely have a little fun with that. Have a little fun with your boo thing. Ain't nothing wrong with, like, spicing up your relationship. Because, I mean, lots of dudes don't even want to keep doing that missionary shit. Hell, some dudes are really in the ass, so the doggy style thing may work. But then after a while, that gets old, too. So it's like, why not have, like, a little fun with it, Just pull out the games, have some fun. So, that's my trick of the trade. Ironically, when I found the sex games, I was at Barnes & Noble's. That's how I found them. I was like, really? Barnes & Noble seriously got everything. I was like, I mean, you want to go to the sex store and get sex games, by all means, go for it. But you'll be surprised what you find. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is my worst dates. Oh my goodness. I don't really go out on dates like that. Like, I don't really, like, come across, like, dudes that, like, want to take me out, which, honestly, I should, like, fix that. But I have been on, like, a few dates throughout the almost 28 years of my life. So, the two memorable ones that I could think on top of my head was, when I was dating this guy, and we haven't gone out on a date in, like, months. It was damn near about to be a year. We haven't gone out on a date yet. And I was just like, how come we don't go out on dates? Like, I'm your girlfriend, why not go on a date? He's like, fine, what do you want to do? And I was like, I mean, we could do something typical. Like, I'm not necessarily picky. I'm more into, like, creativity. Like, if you're very creative with the date, then that means more to me than, like, anything that is superficial. So we just did something regular. He was like, let's go out to eat, and let's go to a movie. And I was like, okay, that's not too bad. So, like, we get to the place. He picks out the place, first of all. So, we go to this place that he heard of, which has some nice food, but he was broke. He couldn't afford to feed himself. So he was like, I'd rather have you eat than me eat. And I'm like, this is awkward as hell. This is, like, awkward as hell. Can you imagine sitting there, having a nice food with your drink, and then your fucking boyfriend sitting across from you with no food? And I'm like, do you want some? Like, I don't want to feel like this is weird. Like, just let's get a plate. Like can I have a plate, please? Like, you know, all of that. Like, come on. So we ended up eating some food, and I was like, okay, I'll let that go. Because I was like, if you're broke, we didn't have to go out. We could have just waited until later on or whatever. And I dressed up so nice, too. I wore, like, my little dress, my makeup, jewelry, hair looking good. I was looking good. Because I was like, if you're going to take me out on a date, I'm going to make sure I'm eye candy for your ass. Because you deserve it, because you're taking me out. You're taking me out. Like, of course, why not just look absolutely delicious? So I'm sitting across from him, and he's basically on his phone the entire time. No type of conversation. And I'm just like, I mean, are you on a date with me or with your phone? Like, what the fuck is good with that? It was like, oh, my bad. You know, I just got to make these phone calls. I got to do my business. And I'm just like, and I'm not trying to stop you from doing your business or making your phone calls, but it would be nice to, like, have a conversation. So that was interesting. Dinner was over with, and I'm thinking, okay, I guess time for the movies. Nah, I gotta be somewhere else. Gotta do the movies another time. I was like, we talked about going to dinner and hitting the movies for a whole fucking week. And now all of a sudden we're going back on the train. You know how mad I was about that shit? I was like, worst date ever. Worst date ever. Worst date ever. Worst date ever. My second memorable worst date was with the same guy. Okay, see, obviously we're not together anymore, but it was like our anniversary. So this is one of those things like we was actually planning to do for, I say 2 to 3 weeks. We was playing it like that. The whole plan was to just go to the Cheesecake Factory and just have like a lovely dinner. You know, celebrate the anniversary. That was what was planned anyway. So I can never forget that day, because that day I had to go to work later on. So we decided like to have like our dinner a little early. So with that being said, we walked around the mall for a little bit. He picked out some shirts and stuff like that. Like, he wanted to do a little bit of shopping, which I'm down with. Ain't nothing wrong with a little shopping. But we get down to dinner. And you know, I even thanked him. I was like, thank you for taking me to Cheesecake Factory. And this was really nice. He's like, no problem. So we eat our food. Something said in the back of my head, this nigga may not pay. He's the one taking me out. He's the one that suggested Cheesecake Factory, all that shit. All that shopping that he did. Like, I'm not saying the dude always have to pay for me, but then it's like, if it's implied that that's what you're doing, then like, at least let somebody know the game plan. That's all I'm saying. So the bill comes, and he's like, yeah, I only have money for myself. And I was like, this is our anniversary. Really? You couldn't tell me that like before we left? Because what if I didn't have any money? Oh my God. Like, whatever advice for females out there, make sure you have some type of money, because you never know when a dude do some fuckboy shit. That was some serious fuckboy shit. I can never forget that. Ever. That was like the worst. I couldn't even believe that. I was so mad. Then he wanted some. I was like, really? Needless to say, like, we ended up getting it in anyway. It was like that, you know, that angry, I'm mad at you sex. So, you know, whatever. I mean, I got something out of it. It may not have been like a proper anniversary date, but, you know, still was a date. I mean, well, no, it wasn't a date. I ended up paying for my own damn food. No, but at least I got some. So, whatever, I guess, to that. I swear, this is like a really nice walk around the neighborhood. Like, it's so great outside. It's like 70 degrees out here. I don't know. Wait, hold on. I can't stand. Like, the bad thing about spring is that the bees are out. They are lurking. And I just greased my hair, too. Like, I'm looking at one right now. I'm gonna speed walk this. Okay, sorry. I can't help it. I don't like bees. I don't like it. I don't like that sound. No. Either way, I thought I'll talk to you guys, walk around a little bit, share my opinions on, like, what I was thinking about. Interracial dating, the memorable sex, and also my worst dates. Just, I guess random thoughts, but, it's just nice. Plus, look at this. You see the cherry blossoms? Like, oh my God, this is beautiful. I love cherry blossoms. They are so pretty. Ooh. I don't even know what it was. I just saw it. It was a bug. I ain't like it. So, I guess I'm going to end this now. So, thanks a lot for watching this video. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe. Everybody be blessed. Talk to you soon. Deuces.